Leo Comet's grandfather Gus liked to talk about demons lurking behind the door or in the shadows. And he would go on and on about them until one day grandmother got tired of his chatter and told him to stop. The grandfather Gus replied, well, I don't really mean literal demons. I mean creatures in my brain, myself. I'm talking about myself. And when I try to locate myself, I find more selves. There's myself, and then there's the self that I'm looking for, so automatically two. And then there's another self watching the two, and so on. It goes into infinite multiplicity. He says, myself observing myself ends up being multiple selves, numerous selves, multiplying self plus self times self, until there's a whole city of little selves inside the brain, each one claiming herself to be the real demon. This community of demons would get out of control, that they'd work themselves into hysteria, into mania. They would create a belief system, and then once they had that, they felt, well, in order to confirm their belief, they had to have followers. And in order to get followers, they had to convince them that their way was superior to other ways. And in order to feel justified in doing this, they had to feel morally superior. To feel morally superior and have power over these others, they had to denigrate the others and dehumanize them a little bit and say, well, if you don't join us, then you're no good, then you're going to go to hell. So you better join us, otherwise you're going to go to hell. And then they would go to start fighting these other people who said, leave us alone, don't bug us. There was a lot of emotional stuff going on in Gus's skull. Sometimes, there'd be manic episodes and then depression, and then he would be stressed, and then he would be bored, agitated, and then bored. And finally, grandmother asked him, did you take your pills? So then Gus went to the cabinet and took his pills and then went and sat in the park.